Shalom, Yashar Allah. First and foremost, I would like to give all glory, honor, and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach Hadash. Double honors to the beloved elders and the apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to all you hopeful elect Akim out there laboring that are pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Amar from the GMS Boise, Idaho camp, and I wanted to make this lesson based on two major news events that have been trending online, which I'm sure a lot of Akim have since heard. But the two topics that I wanted to speak of are Biden's approval of ATACMS missiles to be able to use that can even strike Moscow, which are long-range ballistic missiles. That it was a major thing that Putin said if they use them and if they have the approval from the United States, which I've done lessons before, that only the United States has the satellites capable of guiding those long-range missiles, that it would be a direct act of war. And then and then also France and the UK got approval for their long distance missiles, which were the Scalp, and I forgot the other name, but there's another form of the ATACMS which can actually even strike even deeper into Russia than the United States ones, that the United States missiles that they got approved. And then the other major news is that Donald Trump, your president, has decided that one of his first days in office that he's going to declare a national emergency as a mass deportation event. And I'm going to bring just an article. I'm probably not going to read the whole thing, but I just wanted to get the scriptures because, this is two major things, sedition among men causing chaos on this side of the state lines, here in Babylon the Great, because it's going to cause chaos and disruptions, if it really ensues by using the military like he says he's going to use. And then also the escalation of the war over there in the so-called European theater, which is over there by Russia-Ukraine conflict. But I'm going to start with this article, and Lord willing that this lesson is edifying, and give you keep an inside scoop of what's going on right now. So this is Trump confirms plan to declare national emergency and deploy military to deport millions of people who entered U.S. illegally. And that is under the Biden administration. They estimated anywhere between 20 to 30 million total migrants that have crossed over the border since that administration has taken place. So the article is, I'll try to read this fast. This is President-elect Donald Trump has confirmed that he intends to declare a national emergency and use the military to assist in the mass deportation of people who have entered the country illegally. And who are they to know how long those persons have been here? So they can go after anybody that their paperwork's not right, and that's mainly who in this side? Jake, the so-called Northern Kingdom, that mainly that they're going to be after, because that's the face of a so-called illegal immigrant, is a little Mexican crossing the border, man, not some Asian gook or some fucking Elamite fucking smelly ass, or a African Hamite, or whatever it may be, man. No, we're the face of a so-called problem, just like they have done in the past, with mass deportations of our people. That's what's the deal? Earlier this morning at 4 a.m. Mar-a-Lago time, Trump responded to a statement by Tom Fitton of Judicial Watch, who wrote, "Reports are the incoming that the Trump administration is prepared to declare a national emergency and will use military assets to reverse the Biden invasion through a mass deportation program." Trump responded, "True." So, hey, this is continuing. I want to read this article because there's a lot of and that's what Donald Trump responded. He said, "True." And this is a little bit deeper. This is talking about the 17 Aliens Enemies Act of 1798 is what he plans to use as the law to do this. And this is continuing because there's been brothers that have done videos on that. This is continuing. While it's unclear how Trump intends to implement mass deportations, he has hinted at invoking the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 as a potential legal tool. This act, originally designed to permit the detention and deportation of foreign nationals from countries at war with the U.S., allows for expedited government action in removing individuals deemed threats during wartime. So it's anybody that's deemed a threat. they can grab up. Some speculate that Trump's administration may attempt to stretch the act's language to target those who have entered the country illegally, framing the issues as a national emergency. Such a move would bypass standard legal protections like due process. So they can just grab you up. They don't got to read you your Miranda rights, and you have no phone call. You can't tell your wife where you are. You can't tell your family, your kids, wherever. That you just got snatched up because you're deemed a threat to this country, which would be, domestic, terrorist. This is another option that Trump is considering on top of military's involvement is giving local law enforcement the ability to assist immigration and customs enforcement, ICE, in apprehending those who are in the country illegally. Also, I want to add to this article, they are actually talking about deputizing some of these good old white boys with their AR-15 plate carriers and their sidearms ready to snatch Jake up, man. Deputizing when a regular citizen with no training can have the same judicial power as a police officer to shoot on sight, to arrest you, to snatch you up, to go in your house because they know illegal immigrants live there because they lived in their neighborhood for 5 years and they got deputized, so they know that they can run into that house and fucking run amok, man. That's what Esau wants, man. That's part of the chaos that's gonna happen. This is a continuing. While it's difficult to determine the exact number, estimates suggest that approximately 11 million live in the United States without legal immigration status. Some argue the figure could exceed 20 million, citing the number of undetected entries through various parts of the border. So we got through that. But that is a lot of relevant information on how the minds of this devil Esau is going to take place. So I had some scriptures right here. Salakia. I wanted to get this. Frame mischief. Frame mischief through law. Because this is what he's doing. He's passing the laws right now so that he can run up on Jake and say, oh, it's legal for me to do so. This is Psalms 94:20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which framest mischief by a law? So, hey, man, though hand joined in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. As you can understand that this devil is going to do anything that he can to get against our people. So, this is Joel 3, because ultimately the Lord had our people be a prey unto Esau. And though we're not enslaved in shackles and chains, we're still getting sex slaved, we're still getting organ harvested, we're still getting human trafficked at the same level, if not greater. I would say greater because the population is more in this day and age of Jake suffering under this devil, So I wanted to read this scripture right here, and then I want to get to these World War III scriptures talking about them approving the ATACMS long-range missiles. This is Joel 3:3. And they have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for a harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. And this is talking about Jake when he was in captivity, ultimately chattel slavery. But our people are still underneath the same curses right now because they cast lots for our people because we have been able to have not been able to protect ourselves. Spoil, none saveth. What's that one? Salakia. Spoil. Salakia. I just thought of the scripture. But this is Isaiah 42:22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none restoreth. So, hey, our people have no protection on the side because we're not protected under Esau's so-called laws. So when it starts with the Northern Kingdom, like Elder Malcolm coined the term, it starts with the Northern Kingdom first, who gets it first, and the Southern Kingdom gets it the worst. And I butchered it, but it goes Northern Kingdom gets it first, Southern Kingdom gets it worst, man. So this is all according to prophecy because we're all going to suffer together by the hands of this devil while everybody's thinking they're going to have a couple extra dollars in their pocket while they're getting one demon exchanged for another demon. So I wanted to get on with this lesson to the next topic because this is very important, and I'm going to let uh, uh, the seriousness of these other countries that are nearby Russia, of them telling their citizens of getting prepared based on events that have transpired in these last couple of days by being approved with long-range missiles. This is Sweden warns citizens to prepare for a crisis of war. 5 million households received nuclear, cyber, and bio attack preparedness pamphlets. So they're getting ready for those bombs to drop. And this is an info video, to tell you what kind of happens and them approving the long range missiles that I was talking about.
3 is trending right now on Twitter, and so a lot of people had questions about what's going on, so let me explain it. A few hours ago, Biden, via the New York Times, announced that he's allowing Ukraine to use US-provided attack missiles to strike inside of Russia. This is something that Ukraine has been asking for almost a year now, and now finally they're able to do it. That being said, France and the UK both said from the beginning that as soon as the United States greenlights ATACMS, they will allow the Storm Shadow from the UK and the Scalp from France to be used inside of Russia. And well, the moment that happened,
Storm
France and
Shadow,
the
that's it,
UK says, yes, you can go ahead and use it. Now putting these things in the targets of Ukraine. These are hundreds of Russian military installations, whether they be training bases, whether naval bases, they could also be airports. All these things are military related, are now open. And you can see the red here is territory that Russia took. The yellow is the original area in which Ukraine was able to hit some stuff. But now, out to this way, this right here is the ATACMS. Storm Shadows can actually go even further, also hitting Moscow. And so people are worried that if Ukraine hits something, that Russia will then respond a certain way, either towards the United States, the UK, or France, since they're saying to Ukraine, it's
Yeah, and they're telling them that, hey man, this we can lay your city flat.
President.
Yeah, I was gonna play this video, but it's pretty much telling you the same thing
World
over.
War
But I wanted to get to the scripture because that's a major escalation. Again, we understand this is talking about um, the ultimate gathering of the Valley of Jehoshaphat, but this is all stepping closer to World War III. And again, this is not going to happen on the full scale of missiles melting Babylon the Great and nuclear missiles flying all over the world until the MOTB gets pushed first and everybody gets pushed through the hour of temptation. Then the nuclear missiles will come. This is Joel 3 and 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And that's these other weak nations that used to have no nuclear power, like North Korea, Iran, China, Japan, even the little state of Israel. They used to be not have no nuclear missiles, and now they're some of the top players in the war of so-called Armageddon, when these missiles begin to get shot into the ends of the earth, as scriptures say. And that's how a nation can say that they're weak, when they have the same amount of firepower or military arsenal to go against their adversaries that have maybe the same thing, or not as good, because the United States doesn't even have hypersonic missile technology perfected, which is all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. This is verse 11. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen. Gather yourselves together round about thither. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh. And that is ultimately, when these mighty ones and these nations are gathering their armies and military men to go do business. This is verse 12. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. And that is where, these armies are going to be subdued and taken out. And this is just one of many escalations, but this is something that you should keep your eye on, because we'll see what Russia does to respond, and we'll be there to report on it. So Lord willing that this lesson was edifying unto the elect. Till next time, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash, and double honors to the beloved elders and the apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth, and peace and salutations to all you hopeful elect all came out there laboring, that are pushing this word and truth and in sincerity. Till next time, Lord willing.